back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo Switch port. We're going to be continuing our adventure, and we're going to be going over to where we're supposed to go next, which is going to be over towards the Forest Temple. And Hyrule has definitely seemed a lot better in the last 7 years. So let's just go over this way and see what we can do. And there is just a bunch of redempts everywhere. And the reason why I'm leaving this way rather than going the opposite way is because the opposite way leads to Ganon's castle. And there's nothing I can do over there. But now that we're over here, we're actually going to go and go over to the Forest Temple, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a treat. Because last episode we stopped over here after my whole fiasco with the software issues. I grabbed Epona's song, and thus with Epona's song, now I'll be able to do what I can to help free up Epona. So that'll be my first mission before I end up having to go to the Forest Temple, but I have to actually go over to Kakariko beforehand, because I just remembered I need an important item. There's all cues up here. So. Hello, you. Ingo. There are some people in Kakariko spreading rumors that I cheated Talon out of the branch, but don't be ridiculous. That guy Talon was weak. I, the hardworking Ingo, poured so much energy into this place. I don't want any strangers like you saying anything bad about me. Listen, the great Ganondorf recognized my obvious talents and gave the ranch to me. I will raise a fine horse and win recognition from the great Ganondorf. Say, young man, do you want to ride one of my fine horses? Pay me 10 rupees and you can ride. Okay, sure. Want to hear how to ride? And because even though I know how to ride, I'm going to do this for you guys, so that way you know if you never played Ocarina of Time before. Approach the horse quietly and stand by its side. Press A to mount up. Use the left stick to make it run. Once it starts running, press A to tap it with the whip. Even though it looks like an animation, you're just going back and just smacking him in the face. It will speed up. When you want to jump over a fence, accelerate and hit it head on. If you try to jump over a fence at an angle, the horse won't like it and won't jump. After the horse comes to a complete stop, press A to dismount. Now have fun. Thank you so much. Okay, and now we just do what we can. Now, we can go to any horse, but we're actually going to play Epona's song to have her come to us, because then she'll enjoy our company and we can ride around on her. Hello, Epona. Now, we're just going to ride around us a little bit just to get a bit of a stretch out. And if you pull back on the analog stick, what will happen is that the horse, i.e. Epona, will actually stop and just not want to move. Now I got my 10 rupees back. Okay. When you want to dismount, stop and press A. Hey, young man, do I know you? I just felt as though I've seen you somewhere before. If you use Z-targeting, you can talk to me from horseback. Are you ready to go home so soon? No one wants to ride? Yes, I'm done. In order to get Epona free, you have to do this. You have to say I'm done and then go back in to ride the horse again. And then talk to Ingo when you're on the inside. Okay, we don't need to listen again, so thank you for that. And now, just play the song again. Because if we try doing it without Epona's song, she'll actually just start running away. Oh, here's Epona. And now I'm not worried about getting the 10 rupees back. What I am worried about is just getting over here. Okay, you're getting better. How about a little race with me? One lap around the corral with that horse. Let's make a little wager. Say 50 rupees? Yeah, we'll do it. If I lose 50 rupees. But if I win, I get 50 rupees. That's fine. Now, here's how I do it. I simply try to stay on the inside and go down to 1 carrot versus using a 6. Because if I use all 6, I'm not going to be able to regenerate fast enough to be able to beat him. And I have to beat it within 25 seconds. But this is where I go when I use my last character. More like 27 seconds. This is when he starts freaking out. Shoot! If the Great Ganondorf found out about this humiliation, hey, you, how about another race? If you win, you can keep the horse. I'd like to be able to keep the horse. So now he's gonna try the same tactic as last time, but we already know exactly how to beat him. It's just, years ago when I played this on the N64, unfortunately for me, I ended up constantly using all of my shots, and thus I lost that way. And now we have made it through. So now we got to keep the horse. What's up with our horse? Is that Epona? How did you tame that wild horse right under my nose? I was going to present that horse to the Great Ganondorf, but I bet it on the race and lost. Shoot! As I promised, I'll give the horse to you. However, I'll never let you leave this ranch. Oh, that's fine there, Ingo. I have a way to be able to fix that remedy. And the remedy to just simply fixing up this problem is by taking it head on. And now Epona is free of Lon Lon Ranch, and I'm able to take her anywhere I go. So now whenever I'm out in Hyrule Field, I can simply call upon her to help me out, to travel faster. And thus, we're going this way to go and say hi to the residents of Kakariko Village. Oh. I don't know why she stopped, but I wasn't running at the bridge, so it wasn't bad. Also, it's starting to turn nighttime. I need to hurry up and get in here before it turns nighttime, or else I have to use the sun song. Okay. Now that I'm here, there's a couple of different things that I need to do. For starters, when the market was destroyed 7 years ago when Ganondorf attacked, the residents of Castle Market Town moved to Kakariko as part of like a refuge area, and thus the bazaar and the potion shop are actually both posted right here. So we're just gonna go and say hi to them real quick. Now the bazaar looks like he's still selling the same stuff. Of course, we never been in here when we went to Castle Town Market, I think. I think we just simply ran through to all the different shops. But he's got a bunch of arrows for whenever we do find a bow. He sells Steku Sticks, a Hylian Shield if we couldn't find it in the graveyard, we could always buy it here for 80. But because we also got the discount opportunity from the guard over right outside when we were a kid, we could get it for actually 45, I think. Of course, we can get refill on bombs, recovery hearts, and coconuts. Now, I don't think the potion shop guy sells anything different, but I'm going to check anyway just to make sure. Nope, there is nothing over here. However, I can just simply walk over here, because then now the back way is open. The grotto, the one shop with the grandma, everything. But I'm not going to go over there right now. I'm actually going to go to 2 places before I go say hi to the graveyard. First one being, I'm going to go say hi to Anju, the lady with the cuckoos that we helped out a couple episodes back. I brought a new type of miniature cuckoo. I call it the pocket cuckoo. I don't get goosebumps from this baby. Cuckoos are very good at getting lazy late risers out of bed. Haven't you heard of them before? It makes them very happy to crow. Cuckoo! Especially when it wakes up a very heavy sleeper. However, my cuckoo is not entirely happy right now. You look like you're good at handling cuckoos. Here, take this egg. After the cuckoo hatches, bring it back to me after a while, and I'll check out its mood. What do you think? Will you try? Sure. You borrowed a pocket egg. A pocket cuckoo will hatch from it overnight. Be sure to give it back when you're done with it. Now, you say it's a cuckoo, but you gave us an egg before anything else. I don't quite understand that one, but I'm not going to argue the logic behind it. So now we're going to go into here, because there's actually a hidden secret over here. Here in the windmill, there was a tech that I learned when I was speedrunning. Not speedrunning, watching somebody speedrun this, by the name of Linkus7. If I jump here, I get to go backwards. I don't know how that would work for Dompe, but yeah. So I can simply just do this. Now we got a new piece of heart collection to start working on. Now, what would happen if before I go over there, what would happen if I just went, backwards on this? Well, I won't find out until it makes a full spin around again. Oh, hold on, Nubby. Okay. Because here are the Song of Time blocks that lead from the back of Dompe's area. I'm not going to bother with that, but I know that with this, you can't do it as a kid, you can only do it as an adult. I'll never forget what happened to that day, or what happened on that day 7 years ago. It's all that Ocarina kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up. What? You got an Ocarina? Yes, I do. And I think what he means by the Ocarina kid is me, because I think this is more of an alternative timeline. What the heck? That reminds me of that time 7 years ago. Back then, a mean kid came here and played a strange song. It messed up this windmill. One of my favorite songs to play, especially on the saxophone. Funny story, actually, now that I brought that up. There was a time in high school, my freshman or sophomore year. I want to say it was freshman year. I was bored, and while I was playing the saxophone, I decided I was going to play the song just a bunch of times inside the band room. And you think, oh, it's just a song from the video game. It doesn't do the same thing as it does here. I kind of proved myself wrong with that one. Oh no, a storm again. You played the Ocarina again, didn't you? And now it spins faster. But what happened was that I was up in the band room of my old high school, and I ended up playing it so many times that a thunderstorm was actually happening outside. All the band kids looked at me, and they said, "What the hell were you thinking when you were playing that song?" I said, "I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't expecting it to happen." And it was just a downpour. We were supposed to go to a football game and play, and it just didn't work out. The Gravekeeper's Diary is here. Do you want to read it? Sure. Whoever reads this, please enter my grave. I will let you have my stretching, shrinking keepsake. I'm waiting for you. And thus, now we have to go to his gravesite. If you guys want me to do a randomizer, what'll happen is that, when I go to play the song, or when I go to play the randomizer, the hint will actually change. So it'll give me one hint location as to where a hookshot could be. Young man, are you fast on your feet? I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. So now I just have to make sure not to fall behind, or else I'm going to end up spawning back at the very beginning. There have been many times when I was playing the randomizer that I kept getting hit by the flames just trying to get over here. Now I could just roll to get faster, but it's not going to make much of a difference if I do. And I saw the fire, and there's nothing I can do. Oh, you're going all the way over this way. Jeez. Hang on, Navi. I'm trying to do something. Now, unfortunately, Dompe died within the last 7 years. I don't know if it was because of natural causes or what. And that's exactly what I mean when I say that I keep running into the flames. Thankfully, it's only one heart, a quarter heart versus like half a heart. Alright. Ouch. Now, if we go through here, essentially what Dompe will do is that he will actually give us, obviously, the hook shot. And the second time around, he'll give us an extra reward. The time of this race was 1 minute and 5 seconds. Young man, you were very quick to be able to keep up with me. As a reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. It's called the hook shot. Its spring-loaded chain will pull you to any spot where its hook sticks. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm sure it will help you. I live here now, so come back again sometime. I'll give you something cool. One more thing, be careful on your way back. So now a chest will actually spawn. And when we go to do this again, it'll actually help me out with figuring out what his... Because he gives 2 rewards. He gives us the hook shot, which is here. On the hook shot, it's a spring-loaded chain that you can cast out to hook the things. You can use it to drag distant items towards you, or you can use it to pull yourself towards something. While holding C, you can aim with the stick and shoot it by releasing C. And now, I'm going to do another Linkus7 trick, which is probably going to be the title of this episode, where I use different strats to do this. And thus, if I... Basically, whenever a door closes and I have nowhere to go, I void out. Thus, it gives me penalty of taking health, but I go back to where I was. So now we'll just do this again and we'll see what the secondary reward was. Now, I don't think we have to necessarily be quicker than our last time, but I'm not looking to try to hit any fires this time, so hopefully we'll be faster than before. Doppel, you don't like me, do you? Stop it, Bobby. I'm just trying to concentrate and get through here without taking any necessary damage. Okay, so far I'm a little quicker because of the rolling. Because actually what happens is that if I go fast enough, Dompe's model will actually speed up because it's supposed to stay in front of me, and thus it will actually make it a little quicker for me. However, here doesn't mean anything because he's already up here. Okay. And let me finish it 4 seconds faster. The time of this race was 1 minute 1 second. You're back, young man. Was the present I gave you to you fun and useful? And now it is 20 rupees. So now we can finally go through here. And we get to play this song to be able to get out of the windmill. Because these were the blocks that I showed you. I played the wrong song. You had one song you had to play and you chose the wrong song to play. Now essentially what happens is that when you play the Song of Time, in Ocarina of Time, the blocks will actually shift to the past. And so that's where they'll stay. Until you play the song again to summon them forward. And whenever I do decide to play Master Quest, I will eventually just do everything I need there. But now that I've done everything I can do here in Kakariko for the time being, we're going to start making our way over to the Kokiri Forest, so that way we can go and start making our way to the Forest Temple. And of course, obviously the Forest Temple is going to look a lot different in the last 7 years. But we won't know exactly what happened until we get over there. Hey Epona, hopefully I wasn't gone too long for your liking. Now, the key difference between childhood and adulthood, obviously between physical things and things that have changed with the world. Another thing that's changed is Stall Childs won't spawn. There's also the Golden Skulltula locations will be added. And thus, I have to keep an eye out for those. Okay, so now we're almost there. Okay, I'm just gonna spin around right here so that way whenever I leave, it'll be easier for me to get out of here. What, Navi? I wonder what's going on in the forest right now. I'm worried about Saria too. Well, that's fine, because now that we have our trusty hookshot, we'll be fine. I'm leaving the bombs equipped because you never know when I might need it. I think not. Okay, since it's nighttime, we can just simply go around to wherever. Also, the Kokiri children will actually fear you, as they're not used to seeing adults come through the Kokiri forest. Because typically whenever they go into the Kokiri forest, they're typically turned into lost children. And us. Now I'm at... How many Skulltulas do we have now? 24. So now that we have that, we'll be able to get a bunch of different rewards once we get to 30. I think I've already collected the reward for when I got to 20. If not, I can always go back at some point. So, a bunch of Octoroks, the Deku children have come in. Okay, so over here there's actually some rupees that are just out and about. And now I'm going to go over here to the Lost Woods, because that's where I have to go now. We gotta take it towards the Sacred Forest Meadow, because that's where we had to go to get Saria's song. And so now we get blocked off by Midu again. What are you? Though you wear purish clothing, you can't fool me. I promised Saria that I would never let anybody come through here. That's okay. We're a friend of Saria's. Melody? Saria plays that song all the time. Do you know Saria? That song. Saria taught that song only to her friends. Okay, I trust you. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember him. He remembers us, but because they're Kokiri's child, they wouldn't know exactly who we are, because they only ever recognize Kokiri as children. They're basically not used to seeing someone like me come around. But now that I have bombs, we're gonna simply do this. Because I don't remember if I've been down here. No, I haven't. This is a weird chamber, in which, unfortunately, the walls look a little weird. I don't understand that. But that's not like, oh, it's the game's fault. That's how it was designed, for whatever reason, to make it a little unique for when we have to go to fight the Wolfos. We got 50 rupees. That's always nice. Hopefully I can buy something at some point. Now here comes the fun part. From here on, we'll be going through some narrow passages. If you take it slow, maybe you can sneak up on some enemies. Use Z-targeting to always look in the proper direction. Set your view so you can see down the next corridor before you turn a corner. Once your view is set, hold down Z to sidestep around the corner. That way you won't be surprised by an enemy waiting in an ambush. And what she means is by these guys here. Because you can use the hook shot, or if you're close enough, you can actually hit them with your sword. Me, myself, I choose to stay back and just simply attack with my hook shot. And thankfully, he was already looking away when I went to do this. We're on the complete other side. Whoa! And that's exactly what happens whenever we're in the pathway. You will regret doing this. Now, you don't get any rewards for doing this, but it's always nice to just simply take a minute to just take them out. Okay, is there? Yeah, I did see that. I thought I was going nuts for a second there. I was like, I thought I saw the squiggly legs of a frickin' Skulltula. Okay. So we're going to climb up here. He won't respawn because we're too far. So thankfully, that takes care of all that. And I thought they wouldn't drop anything, but they drop parts, apparently. And then there's the big guy. We're actually slightly taken. And we can't lock onto him because he's like a major enemy. But we can defeat him with simple swings of our sword. Now, let's go to the Sacred Forest Meadow and see what we can do here. It's quiet and foggy. This spot was the last time we saw Saria. And she just leaves the Temple of Time out to basically give us advice. The flow of time is always cruel. The speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest. Okay, so now that we have another warp song, or a warp song, we can be able to get here back at any point. Get back here at any point. I know I graduated high school not that long ago, but dear God, is my language skills just completely sucky. You have learned the Minuet of Forest. Starboy, I'll see you again. Wait, where are you going? Don't leave me. Okay, so now that we learned the Minuet of Forest, we're gonna hop right up here, but we're not gonna enter it into here because I'm all out of time right now. So thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to the channel, so it does help the channel grow just a little bit more. Consider liking the video if you like seeing where we're at so far, and get excited for the next episode for when we go into the Forest Temple. And if you would like to see me do something different, or if you'd like to see me go to a different area before we go into Forest Temple, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.